Our story starts in the southern Bavarian city of Munich in Germany, a city renowned for its architecture, its art, and of course its football clubs. It's an amazing place to not only live, but to study. And for a girl living in Charlton, London, England, she was going to find out exactly what it was like to do just that. She said bye-bye to her mum and her grandma in a high-rise flat in London, and she made the trip of a lifetime for a 12-month scholarship at the University of Munich. On her first day in the lecture hall, she clapped eyes on her tutor, and listening to him speak, not only was she inspired by his intelligence, but she was blown away by his good looks. Because Sebastian Weber was one of the youngest, brightest, most handsome lecturers in the whole of Germany. And sitting high up in the rafters of that lecture hall, young Annabelle thought he'd never notice her, but Sebastian did notice her. And before long, both were meeting to make love, to go out for meals. They couldn't keep their hands and their eyes off each other. And within months, Annabelle had fallen pregnant, and before long, she gave birth to two beautiful boys, Ben and Felix. But this ain't a story of love, this is a story of heartbreak, and everything was about to go wrong for poor Annabelle and Sebastian. Because Sebastian didn't come from a council estate in Munich. Sebastian lived in a castle with his very powerful father, and his family were one of the most richest and powerful families in all of Germany. And when his father found out about this love affair and the soon to be born twins, he went mental. The shame it would bring on his family, he couldn't bear. So he hatched a plan to ruin it and take control. So he devised a plan. He was going to lie to both of them, make a deal, and split this romance up once and for all. He called Annabelle to the castle and told her that Sebastian didn't want anything to do with her, and he'd asked him to get rid of her. He handed her a cheque for £250,000 to go home and to start a new life. But part of the deal was, she had one of the boys, they took the other one. Annabelle was heartbroken, thinking Sebastian didn't want her anymore. But she also knew taking two boys back to England, back to the flat with her mum and her gran, they'd have the worst life possible. They had no money. She knew she could give one a great life and the other one would have a great life. It broke her heart, but she accepted the deal. She went home, bought a nice house, finished off her studies, and spent the rest of her life alone, bringing up her son. Next, Sebastian's father told him that Annabelle had come to the castle, saying she didn't love him anymore. She dumped a baby and ran away with the other one, and said she never wanted to see him again. Sebastian's heart was broken. He thought Annabelle had deserted him, and the two lovers would never see each other ever again. So the young boys grew up in different countries, one in London, the other in Munich. And even though they didn't know of each other's existence, they were going to start leading the weirdest parallel life you've ever heard of. Both named their first pet Trevor, and both lost their virginity at 15 to a girl called Emma. And both loved the game of football, but didn't play it with their friends in the yard. No, they loved watching the movement. They loved devising tactics. They didn't dream about being superstar players. They dreamed about being superstar managers. But this was where the similarities ended, because these two lads had different ideas on tactics, different ideas on building a team, and different ideas on philosophy. But again, their weird parallel life started to intertwine, and at 15 both lads started hanging around their local third tier teams. Ben Evans was knocking around at Charlton, hoping that they'd let him come in and help out with training. Over in Munich, young Felix Weber was doing the same at 1860. And it didn't take long for both these clubs to realise the passion these two young men had. They let him in. They started off as ball boys, worked their way up to becoming coaches for the youth team, then on to becoming youth team managers, and by their late 20s, both men had been appointed full-time head coaches of both Charlton Athletic and 1860 Munich. So they'd lived exactly the same life pretty much. One was English, one was German. They had different ideas on how football should be played, how a team should be built, but you can't argue it's been pretty weird how they've lived parallel lives. But with this crazy world of football and fate ever bring these two men together? Would they ever find each other? And would they have successful managerial careers? We were going to find out in the story of the Identical Strangers. Hello, I'm Bood and welcome to the channel. Thanks for joining me in what is another story-based experiment. I love putting these together, and they've been super popular. You guys seem to like them, so thanks for all the support. You guys who watched it, liked it, and subscribed. If you are a new subscriber, thank you very much. If you've not subscribed yet, hopefully by the end of this video you will subscribe. And if this is the first video you've ever seen, I'll put links to all my other stories down below. You can go and check it out. Go check out all my content. If you're an old school subscriber, respect. Right, we've got a brand new story here and a brand new experiment. It's another twin experiment. We've done friends, we've done brothers, we're back to brothers, but instead of players, I wanted to do managers. Now, I've only ever made one manager before, and that was on my Liverpudlian triplets video. Lee was a great manager. He had all the promise in the world, but he did 3 years at Tranmere, got sacked, and that was it. So I was hoping we could have a bit more success here, and that's what we're going to try and do. And not only that, we've got different styles of management. They might be brothers, they might live similar lives, but one's English. He likes to play direct, and a few, I'm going to show you in a minute. The other one's German. He's more pass out from the back kind of style. Different formations, and most people use as well. So we're going to see if they can be successful. What kind of careers they're going to have. And I'll be honest with you, I've had a quick look because I was worried that I wasn't going to have any material to make a video. A Football Manager doesn't throw up some funny stories, I tell you, and I can't wait to share that with you. So make sure you smash the like button, and let's get into it. Well, I'm going to start here at Charlton, and first off, I just want to say, the guy who's playing the brothers is one of my best friends. He's a great guy, and he's a great content creator. He's called FMZ. You'll find a link to his page on my main page, and there'll be a link to his channel down below in the description. So if you're watching, mate, thanks again for letting me use your face and sticking mustaches on it and stupid hair. You're a legend, man. And the first guy is Ben Evans. Here he is. He's English, and he's now manager, after working his way up, of Charlton Athletic, who play in the Sky League One. He's not got much money. I'm not sure where they're at right now, as in how they're going to get out of the league. But he's a good manager. He's got a lot of promise. Before we look at him, though, we'll just look at the league, and they are favourites to go up, really, second behind Sunderland. So, he must have a decent team, and hopefully he can keep his job and do well. And this is Ben. Now, I've given him an okay starting base, so he's a good manager. He could, I'd say, Championship. So he's probably a league lower than he could be, but he's got all the potential in the world to become a great manager. But will he fulfil that? Will he ever have the time to fulfil it? I mean, he's got to be successful, hasn't he? And we don't know what's going to happen, do we? But we'll have a quick look here. He likes to play a 4-3-1-2 narrow. I wanted both guys play a formation which is similar to most, but it's not something you see all the time, because a lot of the time people will play 4 at the back, 2, then a 3 with 1 up top. That's the one you see all the time. I use the VOLCANO tactic, which is 4, 3, and a 3, really. So I just want it to be different. He likes to play direct. He is English. He's a very technical coach, though. Balanced mentality, pressing style, not really bothered. Marking style, it's mixed. If we look at his 10s too, he's all about youth. He wants to sign young players, and he'd like to build young teams. But sometimes managers don't get the time for that. But that's what he'd like to do. He likes to counter-attack. He likes to sign lower league players, give players a chance. He likes to use set pieces. He likes to man mark. He'll sit back and protect a lead. If he's winning 1-0, he'll just try and protect it. So that's the kind of style he's got. Here we are with Felix Weber at 1860 Mnchen, Munich. You know who they are. Massive club who now find themselves playing in a not a very good little crappy stadium. They've had loads of issues, but they're a massive, massive team. But Charlton are a big club. Charlton could be in the Premier League. Charlton have got a great stadium. But Munich, they're kind of on the back foot here. Are they ever going to get back up there with the facilities? That's the thing. But they're a great team. Great save if you're thinking of something to test yourself on Football Manager. But they're in the 3rd tier now in Germany, and Felix Weber's their manager. But what kind of chances have they got to get out at the first time of asking? Well, they reckon they're going to be up there with a chance. 5th, the bookies are predicting, which ain't too bad. He's got a chance, and with a young manager like Felix, they really have got a chance. And here he is, obviously, your twin brother, 27, same birthday, about to turn 28. Now, he's a bit different, and his stats have come out a little bit different in different areas. Now, he's not all about the youth at all, by the way. But he likes to play a 4-3-3 narrow. He likes to pass in style. He's a tactical coach, though. Likes to play mentality, likes to be attacking, pressing, urgent. And he's got different styles. They've both got lots of different tactical styles. When it comes to what he likes to do, He'll use all his budget on a superstar. He likes to have a large senior squad, so he's more about professionals instead of developing youth. He'd fit his players into his tactic no matter what. Likes high-profile signings, allows creative freedom, likes to play out of defence, likes to press. So it's completely different when it comes to the way they are and their mentalities. They are completely different. So with both managers in place at their respective teams, I think what we're going to do is, I've got quite a few years to get through, so I'm going to jump forward maybe 3 years, and we'll just keep looking at what the lads are doing, seeing if they're successful or not, seeing if they're still managers, most importantly. So let's jump in the old time machine and we'll jump forward 3 years. I'll see you in a sec. Well, it's been 3 years, and straight away you'll see Ben Evans don't like he's doing too bad for himself because he's no longer at Charlton. He's now at Chelsea. So how did he get to Chelsea? He must have done something right to get this job, because this is a big time job in the Premier League. Well, looking at him already, he's improved, hasn't he? He's still great working with youngsters, but it looks like all his man management skills, his tactical knowledge, everything's improved. His reputation's improved as well. So he's obviously done something right. He's still only 30 years old. Let's have a look at his competition history with Charlton, and you'll see straight away there he won the league. He won the Sky Bet League One in that first season. They were second favourites, so that's great. Really happy for him. You can see his cup history there, and then he came runners-up in the Sky Bet Championship in 2020. So Charlton would have been in the Premier League last year. So he's had a year in the Premier League with Charlton, and then gone to Chelsea this summer. Quick look at his awards, and he's won a lot of Manager of the Months, which is brilliant. But he won League One Manager of the Year, and then he won Championship Manager of the Year. This young lad has started off his career brilliantly, and I was worried because there's no difference between these guys and what I did with Lee McNary at Tranmere. Lee McNary was starting in Sky Bet League 2. I don't know if that made any difference. Maybe it's just luck, I don't know. But what a way to start your career. But Charlton, unfortunately, finished rock bottom with him in charge. But he wasn't sacked. Maybe it was a big ask. He's gone up. And sometimes when you get promoted too quick, but especially when you get to the Premier League, you can hit a brick wall fast and go crashing straight back down. And that's what's happened. But he's taken over Chelsea, finished 6th. If we have a quick look at the Chelsea squad, I've just arranged it by value, and he's got a whole different kind of player now, hasn't he? Eden Hazard, Morata's still here, Kante. So he's got some really good players. But Chelsea are like, these days, usually you see him in the top 4, top 5 on the game. Can he turn him into a Premier League winning team? Can he compete with City and Liverpool, United, Arsenal, Tottenham? But to his brother in Germany, his brother's no longer with 1860 Munich. He's now with Hoffenheim, but he's in the Bundesliga himself. So, maybe it's not like, go to Chelsea's like going to bloody Dortmund or Bayern, really, isn't it? Go to Hoffenheim is more of a Everton, I'd say. But it's brilliant. He's in the top flight. But how did he get to the top flight? He must have done something to get a big time job. But weirdly, just like his brother, it looks like he's just left this summer. And he's just been promoted to a different team. And again, his abilities looking like they've improved amazing, which is bang on. I love it. But yeah, manager of Hoffenheim. What did he do at 1860 Munich to get this job? Well, I kind of think he did one better. Not only did he win League 3, or 3 Liga, whatever you want to call it, he went up to the 2nd Division Bundesliga, and he won that. He didn't go up as a runner-up. He won it. So he's got 2 titles to his name. And he's won 1 award, although I have no idea what it is. Football Trainer of the Year. That's what I'm going to guess. Just like his brother, he came up into the Bundesliga and unfortunately got his team relegated, but he didn't get the sack. He got a promotion for it because it's still a great achievement. But like I always say, when you go up too quick, you can hit a wall when you get to the top flight. To be fair, they're no Chelsea, but he's still got some high-value players in this team. I know a couple of them. You might recognise some of their names. But they've got some big-time value players here. I'm not going to say he's going to win the Bundesliga, but it'd be interesting to see what he can do. And can he do enough to maybe go up again? Can't wait. I think that's quite interesting, them first 3 years. Interesting how they're still living parallel weirdo lives. Will they ever meet? That'd be amazing. How far can I take this? I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I'm going to see how successful this video is, because a manager's career can go on forever. There might be a 2-parter in this. You'll have to let me know if you're enjoying it enough, if you want to see the second part. We'll jump forward another 3 years. It's now 2024, and you'll see Ben Evans is still at Chelsea. How's he been doing at Chelsea? I don't think he's won a title, you can see on that graph, but he's obviously done a good job. Roman Abramovich, remember, is his boss. So for the last 3 years, he's got to do something right. Looking at his attributes, I think again he's improving. Like I can't see him getting much better because he's brilliant. Man management and motivating. working with youngsters. Great head coach, great manager. Well, it looks like he's won some trophies. I mean, you can miss all this stuff out. Let's look at the main ones. He won the Carabao Cup in 2021, so that'll be his first season. He did kind of a double, won the Europa League, which is brilliant. Then he lost the Super Cup the following summer. And let's have a look. Finished 6th in the Premier League. That's not great, is it? Runner-up, 4th in the Premier League. Runner-up in the Europa League. Gutted. So he's been to 2 European finals. And he's just won the FA Cup. So that ain't bad, is it? Carabao Cup and FA Cup. A Europa League win and a Europa League loss. Now, obviously, he's supposed to like youth players, isn't he? And signing youth players. But he's at Chelsea. And he's bought some stars. He's bought Matteo Wenger. You'll all know him from one of the Wenger boys. Part of the BOODFM. I've nicked that off a subscriber. He's got De Ligt. He's one of the best centre halves in the game. And one of the centre halves I tend to model my Wonder Kids centre halves on. So, he's got some awesome players there. Over to his brother. And his brother is still at Hoffenheim. And he's in the Champions League. Wow, so he's done something okay. And it looks like on that graph, they're up there. Well done, Felix. I think if we look at his attributes as well, he's not bad, is he? I mean, his mentals are freaking amazing. They seem to just get all 20s apart from determination now. He's really, really improved. He just doesn't like working with youngsters. His mentals work for him, don't they, as a manager? But he's at Hoffenheim. And he's doing well with them. But has he won something? He must have won something. Well, he won, in his first year, the DFB Pokal. Like German FA Cup, which is amazing. His brother won the League Cup. He won that. I love that trophy as well. The actual trophy itself, brilliant. You can have a look at some of them yourself as well. But I'm more interested in has he won anything good. He's won a Europa League. In 2023. He didn't beat his brother in the final, did he? He did. So they met. They've actually met each other already. That's mental. That is absolutely mental. So the two brothers got to Europa League final and Felix beat his brother Ben. When they did the manager press conference, I bet that was a bit strange. You can imagine someone in the press got to have said, not being funny boys, but you ever realise you two look exactly the same as each other? That is mad. I mean, I wanted them to meet at some point. Did I think they meet this quick? No. But they're good managers at teams that you're going to find in the Europa League, so I love that. I think that's brilliant. That's absolutely brilliant. I did say to myself, and I said to my wife, if they ever met in a final, I'd probably finish the episode on that, but it's too much to look at, so we're not going to finish it yet. But let's just imagine that they found each other now, eh? Tragedy has turned into love. The brothers now know each other. Happy days. Here's a quick look at his squad at the moment, and it's got some good money in Germany. I've realised that for myself. And he's got a player there worth 70 million called Prince. Who? I've never heard of him in my life. He's a 20-year-old regen, and he's a bloody amazing one. When it's 2024, both lads have done well for themselves. Both lads are stacking up them trophies, but both lads now know each other and have met in the Europa League final. It was a very tear-jerking moment. It was a special moment for everyone, the whole world. Sold the story to OK magazine. Crazy. Especially because they've both married women called Sandra. Well, it's 2027 and you can see for yourself, Ben Evans has got the biggest job in England. He is England manager. I mean, the young manager at 36 left Chelsea in 2024. Right, so that end of that season, he didn't stay. Last time we looked. He left Chelsea and he's gone to become England manager. And I mean, he's probably going to be the best England manager ever, isn't he? Hopefully he can win many trophies. And it looks like he's won something. He's won the Nations League. He won it in his first year, 2025. And he got to the Confederations Cup final and lost that. And he got to the World Cup final. And he lost that. Gutted. Oh, nearly a World Cup winner. This is when this game is amazing. I love Football Manager. It just throws up little stories for you, doesn't it? Well, when his brother left to become England manager, guess who Chelsea brought in? They knew they were brothers. Must have the great DNA in one of them. Let's check out the other one, who's probably a little bit better. We've brought Felix Weber in to be the manager. Felix Wales couldn't be any better. His Felix's have attributes. He really has become a great manager, a great reputation. Still only 36. I mean, this guy could be a manager till he's 70. And he's already done a lot. But what's he been doing at Chelsea for the last 3 years? Well, he took over from his brother and lost the Community Shield, but went on and won the League Cup in his first season, so he brought some silverware, which ain't bad. I'm sure Roman likes a trophy or two. Let's go up. Anything, all different. Well, I don't know why it shows you all this. Just to show you what you win, or if you get in a final, or you win or lose a final, I think. Finished 5th in the Premier League, ain't great, I'll be honest with you. Finished 3rd in the Premier League, and he's just lost the FA Cup. Now, obviously, the more you get into this, you're going to start getting regen, so players become unimportant. That's why I don't want to go for all the transfers they make everything, because it gets boring for me. And eventually, when it's a regen, it doesn't mean anything to you, does it? But they do have Wenger still at the club. He's still their highest value player. He's still got a lot of good players, names you recognise. I mean, I'd like him to stay here and do something special. Back to his brother, and you'll see some of his best players. It's the BOODFM. So, he's got the Rusco boys at United and City. Barry McNary's at City. Now, this is what I mean, right? If you watched the Liverpoolian triplets, Barry was supposed to have a great career, but they don't always work out for him. In that video, Barry's career ended up rubbish. He was at Crystal Palace, Ipswich, never really played much, ended up at Portland in the MLS, whereas in this goal, he's at City. Do you know what I mean? If you have a quick look at him, he was a bang average player. But look what he's become. So, giving him potential ability can go either way sometimes. He lost it 3-1 to Spain, so fair play, Spain are good. But yeah, good for him. That would have been amazing if one of them could have been a World Cup winner. So I don't think it's that bad, is it? It's quite weird how they've met. They're now both in England. One as England manager, one as Chelsea manager. They've both been pretty successful, but the story ain't over yet. I reckon we jump back in that DeLorean, get in the future, and have a look what they've been up to. Well, it's now 2032, and we've jumped about 5 years, maybe 6 years into the future. I thought, let's get to the end of it now, and let's just see where they're up to. But like I said, if this video is successful and enough of you want to know, there's no reason why we can't keep going, see what they get up to. But right now, you find ex-England manager Ben Evans at Wolverhampton Wanderers. Well, here he is, and he's still a great manager. He's now 41, so he's still young, really, for a manager. Now, my head will be blocking what he's been up to. But oh my God, right? If I told you he's been at 2 teams in between this, Wolves, he's just signed for Wolves, and England, I mean, really? How's he managed all that? One of them, the guy you can see, my friend, actually supports that team, so he'll be happy with that. So just after losing that World Cup, he resigned as England manager and took the Spurs job, which is brilliant. Like I said, the guy, my friend FMZ, is a Tottenham fan. And then he's gone to Charlton again, which is brilliant. He's gone back to the team he loves and supports, but then left them. And now he's at Wolves, just took the Wolves job. So let's have a look what he's been up to. Took the Spurs job. Looks like he might have took it halfway through a season and finished 7th in the Premier League, which isn't great. And if we go all the way up, I'm pretty sure I saw that he'd won something. Finished 8th in the league, and he won the Europa League. But I looked, I'll be honest with you, and he got sacked. So even though he won the Europa League and got a Champions League spot, they were not happy with 8th, and they sacked him. But in that same summer, Charlton were looking for a manager, and he went back to his old team. But at Charlton, he wasn't able to do anything special, not won anything, and he wasn't sacked. Wolves offered him a contract, and he's jumped ship from the team he loved, which I find a bit weird, and gone to Wolves. Quick look at his awards, just to show you that he entered England's Hall of Fame. Because he didn't do too bad, getting to a World Cup final. He'd probably get knighted for that. And he did win trophies for England as well, so his career's been brilliant. What's his brother been up to? His brother's still at Chelsea? Can't wait to see. I love this game. These two guys have done brilliantly. If his brother can be a manager of his country, well, Felix can be the manager of his country. And he now finds himself as Germany manager, the 3rd best team in the world. And here he is, looking bloody brilliant. I think he's turned out well better. Like, again, I think mentals, do work for managers. His brother's had a great career. England, World Cup finals, done well with Chelsea. He probably set the foundations at Chelsea for anything he did. Don't forget, took Charlton up to the Premier League. But Felix, I don't know, he seems like he's become a better manager to me because he is a bit more chilled. Do you know what I mean? So I think mentals do help if you want to make any regen managers or any, your own managers. Think about the mentals as well. But what's he been up to, man? Because he's been at Germany 2 years. So obviously he became Chelsea manager, and you'll remember he lost the Community Shield, and he went on to win. I think he won something, didn't Let's go. What's he done with anything? Has he done anything? Runner-up in the Premier League, runner-up in the FA Cup. Winner of the Carabao Cup. Winner of the Premier League. So he's won a big time domestic. There you go. Happy days. 2028 he won the Premier League. Got Manager of the Year. Lost the Champions League final. Gutted. Won the Community Shield. Let's keep going. Entered the German Hall of Fame. And won a Premier League. Manager of the Year. Lost the FA Cup final. Brilliant. Lost the Charity Shield. Community Shield. I love it. Won the Carabao Cup. Won the Premier League again. Is that 3 Premier Leagues back to back? I think it is, And his Germany career obviously is 2 years into that at the minute. Runners up in the Nations League. So, he hasn't won anything yet. But, Germany, a great country. I love Germany. Ooh. He's actually playing in the European Championships as we speak. I was going to end it. I reckon I'll holiday a bit and let's see how well he can do. Well, we're here on Ben Evans mainly because Ben was England manager and got to a major final, the World Cup final, and was beaten by Spain. Well, his brother has just gotten to the European Championship final with Germany, and Felix had to come up against Spain. I have no idea. I looked at when the final was. I think it was on the 11th, so I've just holidayed to the 12th. I have no idea. Let's see what happens. Buzzing, there you go. Got revenge for his brother, beating Spain in the final and winning a major title, winning the European Championships. I think you can say if you're going to compete with these two, I definitely think the more, the guy likes to pass it out from the back. He's not as old school, don't play direct, not as angry, a bit more chilled out. Not only looks better with his attributes, but he wants to buy stars, and he's been more successful than maybe trying to buy young players. And when it came to the international stage, he got one up on his brother. Domestically, I think he got one up on his brother. So fair play to Felix. He's won that big one and he's resigned, which has kind of surprised me a little bit because I thought he might stay. Another 2 years and it's a World Cup, so his brother's just took the Wolves job. Where's Felix going to end up? Well, I think he's probably got the biggest job in club football. He's become Real Madrid manager. That is freaking amazing. The Bayern Munich job was up actually. I thought he might have ended up at that. He was the favourite, the bookies said. But he's ended up going to Real Madrid, which is brilliant. He's expanding his footballing knowledge in a different country, new language. He's done well. He won 3 titles at Chelsea. He's won the European Championship with Germany. He won the Europa League with Hoffenheim, beating his brother in the final and eventually meeting his brother. And he won titles with Munich, bringing him up through the leagues. He's had a great career. He's only 41. Well, this is Felix Weber's biography. You want to pause it and have a good read, see the things he's won. I mean, I think it's been great. Honestly, he's definitely had the better career so far than his brother. But they're both 41 years old. There's a long way to go, really. And this is his brother, Ben Evans. Still an amazing career so far. Did brilliant with Charlton, getting him to the Premier League. Charlton's still in the Premier League. They've gone up and down a bit, but that's all the work he put in all those years ago. He did well at Chelsea. Probably laid the foundations for his brother. Won a couple of trophies, and only left Chelsea because he got the England job, where he did win trophies. Went to Spurs, won the Europa League, got the sack. He got him in the Champions League. I found that very strange. Went to Charlton for a season. I thought he might have stayed there then. He'd done everything. Why not make Charlton a powerhouse? But he's not. He's decided to go to Wolves. Wolves are predicted to be about 14th this year. He hasn't got a big squad. He ain't got loads of money. So he's got a challenge on his hands. A bit of a different challenge than his brother at Real Madrid. But yeah, that is the end of potentially part 1 of The Identical Strangers. I've really enjoyed that. There might be bits I've missed out or whatever. But I've never done a manager one. So it's like a learning curve. But if you do want a part 2 and this gets enough views, there's no reason why, for you guys, I might just holiday into the future and we'll just see where the lads ended up and what they ended up doing because, I want to know how well's Felix going to do at Real Madrid. Is Ben really going to stay at Wolves? Is he never going to get that big chance again at a big time team that could win him a Premier League? Or will he go abroad and win a title abroad? I want to know what these two brothers get up to myself. So let me know. Smash that like button. Get commenting below. Let me know what you think of this episode. And let me know if you want another one. But I've enjoyed it. I really have. Hopefully you enjoyed it too. Enough to subscribe. If you've not subscribed already. We've been brilliant. Thanks for taking the time out of your busy day to watch it. I love you. I've been Bood. And I'll see you next time.